Like it or not, pit bulls have pretty bad reputations. Because of their notoriously powerful jaws, many people look at these pooches and see monsters. The truth is that not all dogs are the same, and even pit bulls can surprise you from time to time. When the people of one tiny town spotted a gigantic pit bull roaming the streets, they knew they had to do something. They were too scared to even approach the dog, so they quickly contacted authorities to help. That was when everything changed. People react differently when they spot a pit bull. Some people will smile and keep on walking, while others jump a mile and do everything that they can to avoid the animal. Even though pit bulls are loving dogs, they have developed a reputation as being aggressive and dangerous. So naturally, when some residents of Texarkana, Texas, spotted a stray pit bull walking down the city streets alone, they panicked and immediately dialed 911. The dispatcher wasted no time and contacted both animal control services and the local police. Officer Travis Frost was sent out to investigate the scene, and it didn't take him long to locate the suspicious pooch. The hulking pit bull was lying down on a porch of a resident's house. While the dog was intimidating in size to say the least, Officer Frost knew he had to put first his duty to serve the community. He slowly stepped out of his car. While the dog didn't seem perturbed to see Officer Frost approach, the man wasn't taking any chances. He made sure to leave the door to his patrol car open, just in case he needed to run back to safety. Officer Frost decided to try and get the dog's attention and see how he reacted to being summoned. He whistled once, and the dog immediately pricked up his ears and lifted his head curiously. Next came the moment of truth. Suddenly, the dog jumped up and began charging Officer Frost. Only he didn't have a hunger for flesh on his mind. Instead, his tail was wagging. This dog just wanted some cuddles. Officer Frost spent some time petting the dog, and before long, the duo were the best of friends. In fact, the pit bull felt so comfortable that when he spotted the open patrol car door, he jumped right inside. Calls to 911 to report potentially dangerous stray dogs aren't that uncommon, but this one was definitely something special. The unique thing about this one was the dog was so darn friendly, said Officer Frost. With the pit bull clearly happy to be able to hang out in the car, there was nothing for Officer Frost left to do than to kick it with his new canine bestie. They even snapped some selfies to remember the moment until animal control officers arrived. Once the local animal control services arrived on the scene, the officers were pleasantly surprised. This dog clearly wasn't a threat to anyone. Meanwhile, the pit bull, whose name they learned was Gold, was just as excited to keep making new friends. While the team was able to get Gold's name from his microchip, they discovered that his owner's address wasn't registered to the chip. That meant that, in spite of being a very good boy, Gold was going to have to spend the night behind bars. Luckily for Gold, he'd only been in doggy jail for one short night. The staff at the Animal Care and Adoption Center in Texarkana managed to track down his owner early the next morning. What neither Gold nor his family knew was that the story of his time behind bars was already spreading. Officer Frost posted photos of his encounter with Gold, and they quickly went viral. Officer Frost's post about finding Gold was liked more than 100,000 times and shared by nearly 50,000 people. He had also received about 10,000 comments since he first posted the story to Facebook. Most people who liked the story were simply delighted by the happy ending itself. However, others seemed annoyed, and they took serious issue with the story of Gold, the pit bull. But why? Some people didn't believe that Gold was even a pit bull at all because he didn't look like a traditional pit bull. The truth was that pit bull was often used as an umbrella term, and Gold, who was actually an American bulldog pictured here, fit under that umbrella. Very often when people look at dogs and see a square, block-shaped head like Gold's, they make assumptions. They'll quickly label the pooch as a pit bull without giving a thought as to what such a label could mean for the animal. Sadly, 1.2 million dogs are euthanized each year, and pit bulls, pit bull mixes, and dogs that look like pit bulls make up the majority of the breeds who are put to sleep, and it's all because of misconceptions about the breed. Thankfully, things are slowly changing. For every negative story about a pit bull, there are more and more stories like Gold's being shared. Hopefully someday, these friendly dogs will get the love they deserve. It's ridiculous the assumptions people are willing to make just because they are afraid. Thankfully, Gold's story is a happy one, but it isn't that way for every pit bull.